Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. Now in front of you, seeing the name Adrian Grenier. And I'm going to tell you now, he has an upcoming fight you do not want to miss. You don't want to miss it. Believe you me, you don't want to miss this fight. On the surface, it looks like Broner fighting a nobody. The guy's name is Adrian Grenier. Now, why is that important? Adrian Grenier, who is he? Well, he's a boxer from Illinois. 5'9", he has a 74-inch reach. But the interesting things about Adrian Grenier, and there are a lot of interesting things about him, begin, first of all, in his early career. So, in his early career, he had a split decision loss to a guy called Jose Juan Fuentes. Basically didn't really accomplish much in his career as Jose Juan Fuentes, but he got a split decision win over Adrian Grenier. He would later face Leonardo Tyner. He faced Leonardo Tyner at short notice. It says here Tyner was scheduled to box David Estrada, right? And instead Estrada was injured, so in came Adrian Grenier. He was like a second thought, let's put it that way. And why that's interesting to us is because Leonardo Tyner, before he faced Adrian Grenier in 2011, he had faced the following people. He had faced Saul Canelo Alvarez. He had faced Lamont Peterson. He had faced Mike Arnautis. Mike Arnautis later became a world champion at super lightweight. Okay, all of these guys became world champions. Lamont Peterson, as you know, was world champion. So Canelo Alvarez, well, we don't have to talk about him. You know what his reputation is. Okay, so this guy came in with all that experience, and he faced Adrian Grenier. Right, he had all this experience to draw on, and he fought Adrian Grenier, who was absolutely green. Grenier in his ninth fight was facing Leonardo Tyner, a very cagey, very skilled veteran. Okay, and they ended up with a split decision draw. Okay, he also faced Frankie Gomez. For those of you who don't know who Frankie Gomez is, Frankie Gomez is still undefeated at this present time. I believe he's with Golden Boy. And Frankie Gomez, he just recently beat Mauricio Herrera. Okay, by unanimous decision. And besides Mauricio Herrera on his resume, that's about it. But the point is that Gomez, what gave him the decision over Grenier was he knocked down Grenier once in the second round. Okay, and that's why he got the majority decision. Grenier would come back in the fight. Some argue Grenier won it. It was a very close fight. But who did Adrian Grenier fight? So he lost to Frankie Gomez. Who did he fight after that? Well, he fought Kermit Cintron. Now, for those of you who don't know who Kermit Cintron is, Kermit Cintron, he's still boxing, by the way. And Kermit Cintron was a world champion. Okay, he was knocked out by Saul Canelo Alvarez, and then Adrian Grenier moved up to welterweight to fight Kermit Cintron at his best weight. He's a veteran. Cintron fought Paul Williams, Carlos Molina, not the small Carlos Molina, the big Carlos Molina. He fought Sergio Martinez. He drew with Sergio Martinez. He fought Antonio Margarito. He was knocked out by him. All right, he fought David Estrada, the guy that Leonardo Tyner was supposed to fight, and he knocked him out. He fought Margarito twice, actually. He got knocked out twice. So, what I'm saying is that Cintron, when he fought Adrian Grenier, he was coming off of a loss to Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Adrian Grenier had a split decision draw to Kermit Cintron, who was a former world champion, so much more. You can see that Adrian Grenier, again, the amount of fights when he faced Kermit Cintron, this was his 15th fight, so he didn't have a whole lot of experience. You understand what I'm saying? And again, fighting this veteran, he was able to draw with him. I'm arguing that it was supposed to be an easy comeback fight for Kermit Cintron, but it didn't work out that way. He then went on to fight Felix Diaz. Felix Diaz was a two-time Olympian and one-time gold medalist in 2008 at the super lightweight division, also known as junior welterweight division, right? Guess what? This guy beat just very recently Sammy Vasquez, the undefeated southpaw. He was able to handle Sammy Vasquez and defeat him by unanimous decision. So, while it was still a close fight, don't get me wrong, especially on two judges' scorecards, you can see the difference was Vasquez being penalized for shooting out his mouthpiece. It must be understood that he still beat him, okay? And he also beat Adrian Grenier, and he didn't only beat Adrian Grenier, he knocked him down in rounds 9 and 10. So even though this judge here had it as a draw, he got a majority decision win over Adrian Grenier, okay? And Grenier also faced a boxer, Louisiana boxer called Brad Solomon, who's kind of slick and stuff. And he pulled off a split decision win over Adrian. Okay, that's how he beat it. All of these fights, if you look, they are very close fights that Adrian Grenier lost. Even when he got knocked down, they were still close fights. Now, the crowning act of this is that Adrian Grenier was faced up to a boxer named Amir Imam. But you got to understand, Adrian Grenier, oh, by the way, who is Amir Imam, right? That's what you guys are going to ask. Who was Amir Imam? Well, Amir Imam, you remember this guy? Known as the Young Master? He was actually the guy that they wanted Adrian Broner to fight. You know, 5'10 and a half, 74-inch reach. People were doing film studies on the kid. You know, he had shoulder roll defense and so on. Well, Adrian Grenier stopped him. Okay? He didn't even leave it in the hands of the judges. He stopped that kid. That's very important for you guys to understand. Okay? And Amir Imam, he did stun Adrian Grenier early on. But then Adrian Grenier just chucked into a second gear and that was it. The thing about Amir Imam is people liken his style. They think he's even a better fighter than Adrian Broner's style. Because Amir Imam, he had the better a kind of shoulder roll style as well. And he had good power. But more importantly, he was able to roll punches and so on, what people call the shoulder roll defense. It's not really called that. But he'd have a certain kind of shell, and he would utilize that. Like Adrian Broner kind of sort of does as well. Now, because the styles are similar, and Adrian Grenier just basically knocked out Amir Imam. I'm not saying you do that to Adrian Broner. But what's very intriguing to me is, now, understand that Adrian Grenier has never gone a 12-rounder. He's never gone a 12-rounder, right? He's still an up-and-comer, right? So it's kind of a big step up for him. But the point is, Adrian Broner has a similar style to Amir Imam. And this is going to be a 12-rounder this time. Broner's a lot stronger than Amir Imam, but he's also a lot shorter than Amir Imam. In this case, in this fight, Adrian Grenier is going to have the reach and height advantage. Why that's a big deal is because there are two things we know about Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is not the greatest inside fighter at all. Okay? His game is from range. He's a range fighter. That's the first thing. Even though he's got some short chopping shots, he'll counterpunch you as you're coming in. And he's excellent at that. But the other thing that's very interesting is that Adrian Grenier can fight you on the outside, and he can also fight you on the inside. And he's very strategic how he gets to the inside. His main strongest game is his inside game. But the point is, Adrian Grenier has a lot of skill. A lot of skill. That's why the boy never been knocked out. Okay? And two, even though all the fights that he's lost have been close fights. Alright? You saw it for yourself. Now, the other interesting thing to me, even if he gets dropped, he gets back up and he keeps going. Now, why this fight intrigues me a lot is because Adrian Grenier's activity is ridiculous. It's off the scale. The kid is always active. So you're going to get an exciting fight. The question will be, can Adrian Broner react to Adrian Grenier? Adrian Grenier's got a lot of experience with a lot of experienced fighters. He's even fought former world champions. So, how will he fare against Adrian Broner? We don't know. Now, Adrian Broner is a very big superstar in boxing, right? He's a big superstar, and something that he has in common with Amir Imam is he doesn't always respect distance. And in this case, if he doesn't respect distance against this kid got a huge reach advantage on him. It's ridiculous. Mayweather had He had I think a 6-inch reach advantage over Pacquiao. This cat got an 8-inch reach advantage over Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is going to have to overcome that. Now, the upside to it is Adrian Granados will be coming to Adrian Broner, right? He's going to fight on the inside for sure and mid-range. So Adrian Broner is going to have that opportunity to use to hit him. The question is, that depends on if Granados decides to use that strategy of coming on the inside, or if he's just going to stay on the outside and work Adrian Broner from the outside and just win the fight by a shutout. And it'll be up to Broner to get on the inside. So it really depends on the strategy of Adrian Granados. But I never really seen him fight on the outside. He usually comes and mixes it up on the inside. Adrian Broner is a lot stronger than Adrian Granados. I'm pretty sure about that. Physically, he's probably a lot more stronger. He's a very elite conditioning. He has elite conditioning. Adrian Granados don't got that. But Buddy McGurk is the one that's training him with his other trainer. This kid comes from Chicago, Illinois. I'm seriously telling you now, this is not going to be just a run-of-the-mill fight. I know Broner has power, but the question is, can Broner use that power, that short chopping shots, especially on the inside, to get at Adrian Granados and stop him or deter him? I don't know. Granados is unique how he handles himself on the inside as well. He attacks weak side. If you give him weak side, he's going to attack weak side. And I thought about how Marcus Maidana handled Adrian Broner. And Adrian Granados is much more systematic. He's a lot more accurate, a lot more precise. He can take a punch. I've seen Amir Imam was landing some pretty hard shots on him, and he recouped, and that was that. So I'm very interested in seeing, and he has good defense as well. Adrian Granados has good defense. So I'm very interested in seeing how this match will outcome. I'm telling you guys right now, if you love boxing, you don't want to miss this fight. You don't want to miss it. You know, I think this fight will go down to the scorecards. I think Adrian Broner might nick it because he's the favorite. Granados is not really with any big promoter or any big anything. If the judges are fair, they may give this fight to Adrian Granados. Or, you never know what could happen. Broner could stop Granados, or Granados could stop Broner. But I'm telling you now, you want to go see this fight. And I think the thing that will betray Broner is his footwork. I think he needs to be more mobile in the ring. But in this case, since the guy's got a much longer reach than he does, he's going to have to learn how to slip punches really well. He's going to have to be able to slip to the inside very well. And Canelo Alvarez has proven he has that. Floyd Mayweather has proven he has that. Against this caliber fighter, Adrian Broner has to prove that he has that. You know? I would have loved to see Adrian Broner versus Lamont Peterson for that reason. But I guess everything in its time. Alright, you guys have a great one.